dead. Chain there. Can I strike the flower? I cannot. Over here. Look like it. Alright, let's go up.
Flex those arms.
Get out of bunker 101. Almost out. Storeroom.
Toxanol built vessels called arks to save themselves from the impending doom. But was it too late? It is only from the flight logs of the single ark they left behind that we know other arks traveled through the sky and beyond. It seems those that came before us never lost hope in finding a new home for their kind.
Found a puzzle. These are scattered around the world. Some open new paths, but other features different. Which was noticed select use W and S. Rotate the node Q and the number of rotations you have left. The higher your the more moves you have. Each node has a certain position it must be rotated into with the puzzle. I gotta move before the consequences. Alright. So oh. Okay. I didn't know what I was doing, but I got it first try. Oh yeah.
There are few records of the chain of events that led to the big apocalypse eons ago, but it's clear the world wasn't prepared for how recklessly the Toxanol Corporation would make its mark on the world. Their rare earth mining and nuclear industries generated tons of waste, and, without consideration for the future, they dumped it all in landfills until they ran out of space. That's when they made the big mistake. They began dumping the toxic waste in the surf just off the coast instead, assuming that it would sink and decay with time. And they were right. But no one was prepared for what was about to unfold. Once in the surf, the radiation interfered with the genetics of the wildlife and created bizarre mutations in their offspring. It had an inconceivable impact on biodiversity and the entire ecosystem. The world as they knew it crumbled as nature retaliated. It would never be the same again, and what remained of it became ours. Sound of spark metal going pew-pew is never a good thing. It's coming from behind that door. A warning label. The box looks like a potential brain melt. It's going to take a bit of puzzling to short-circuit the door. There you go.
Perfectly countering enemy attack will stun them. A stunned enemy has stars circled with their head. After hitting the enemy, launch into the air button.
The wheeled one is outnumbered. You'd better help him out.
Okay. Woohoo!
Bites the dust. The deep cut.
Wicked wolf.
Carving it up. That's the last of them. Let's talk to the wheeled one before backup arrives.
The wheeled one.
Just what you were looking for.
Rope here. Can I climb it? New friend and old friend.
He wants to thank you for taking his side against the scavengers. He sounds familiar. You just can't figure out why. He presents himself as out of date. He knows he's way overdue, but he hasn't given up. He doesn't seem surprised that you don't recognize him. You were just a child back then, the night everything changed. There have been rumors of a one-eyed Ronin seen outside the Great Wall, and he's happy to see it's true. The legend of the one-eyed child that grew up as an outcast is old and sad. The child could have been anyone, but the evil it had fled had left a mark, a facial scar to remember the past.
That's quite the scar.
It's a scar you're covering under that eye patch, isn't it? But he would have recognized you anyways. You look exactly like your Muma. There's no doubt you're the child, and that what Looper Lupin did to your village, your Muma and Popsy, was the beginning of the end.
Muma and Popsy.
He says it has taken you a long time to bring the past back up to the present, to find your way back, but he's grateful you have. It was after the attack that the unity fell apart. Your Muma's disciples divided and formed tribes as a reaction to the blight that had fallen upon the land.
Who was at stake?
The impending threat of the World Eaters bringing down the Tree of Life is ever so close. He also worries about the Jagni tribe that's actively working for a doomsday and purging of the world. Had it not been for the Tree of Life, no one would have survived. He hopes you at least remember the tree.
Oop, flashbacks, here we go. Dialogue setting. By default, dialogues are set to advance from one NPC line to the next automatically. If you want to manually advance the dialogue, you can change the setting. New friend, talk to best before. I guess that's me. So I guess he used to be best before, now he's out of date? No, it's a different person. Oh goodness. Oh no.
Asks if you were tired, as it's a bit of a hike here from the village. He wonders if your Muma knows you are here. You're such a good child, so you probably did. Even the young forget. He understands why you came all the way out here, to see them, the potato people.
That's where I belong.
The potato people, or Nono, are a wonder, somehow interlinked with this little tree here, fueling its source of life.
I like potato people.
You might be right. Like potatoes, they're packed with energy, an excellent source of ki.
Aha.
The Nono prefer to hide in glitter grass. He says you should get over there and ruffle it. See if you can make one come up.
Hiding. Ruffle the glitter grass. I need to do some button remapping. Let me do that real quick. Alright, that'll be dodge. Combat. Parry. That. Got a button here as well. Wong Fu. Make Wong Fu this button. So that's roll. Parry. Wong Fu, okay. Got it. That should be easy. Hopefully I can get some more distance out of this in the future. How do I ruffle the glitter glass? Oh. Found one.
You found one. You should be proud. The Nono's ki energy is just what the Pensai needs to complete its cycle and grow into a tree of life.
We're strong
Only time will tell. At least his intention is to dedicate his life to it. He has the You'll need to support the tree for a long time to come. The only way it'll grow...
Skip a lot of dialogue here.
You'll need a net to catch the Nono, and he wants you to use his, but asks you to be gentle. The Nono was...
Huh? Oh, the nano trip.
You handle that net like you've never done anything else. He's impressed. He's grateful for all the help he can get. There's lots of Nono out there that need to be guided to the root. Oh, it'll need a continuous flux of ki over the 12 months to come, so...
20 years.
Countless, he'd say. One day, he hopes the tree will... But today, your focus is getting this one to become one with the tree.
I gotta go back that way now. Excuse me. All right. Ooh, wow. Oop, I just skipped something.
From this day on, one day the land won't be as peaceful. Not even your Mooma will. You can already see the effects from how reckless those before us acted, and unless something changes, we're doomed. He says you'd better hurry back to the village before your Mooma comes looking for you. You did good here today. No, she's got lots on her mind and needs rest after the raid.
We get to play as the Mooma now, raising a lupin.
He lost you there for a while, but no memory is alone. It's part of a trail you can follow. He says he remembers every single day he devoted to growing the Tree of Life, but now he's afraid it might be in vain. The tree started to die when the end of days begun, and it wasn't long after that that the World Eaters arrived. Records tell of the ruinous devastation the Toxanol Corporation inflicted on the land.
There's the tree.
His friend Gizmo is working on a Mekton and needs help defeating the Jumbo Puff at the end of the West Route. Wiz is still repairing his octopod to confront the Merc Puff that dwells deep down under the surface at the end of the Northwest Route. Noko has tamed the Midget and is preparing to take on the Hoof Puff at the end of the East Route. Finally, Goop is almost done with the Goo Glide, a machine able to ride the waves of the surf all the way out to the Porky Puff at the end of the route to the southeast.
Porky Puff.
Out of Date says his friends are gearing up to stop the World Eaters. There's one at the end of each route. The road ahead won't be easy, but he's counting on your support. His friends aren't strong enough to end this on their own. He wants you to understand that you'll all die if the tree isn't saved.
There's a separate option for the Porky Puff. Let's go for it.
He claims names have power, so he gave them these names to weaken them. For him, the Porky Puff is particularly personal. It was that carnivorous beast that took his leg.
Wow.
Regardless, you'll meet again once you've played your part in the tribe war.
So that is the guy. I still haven't gotten out of the bunker. Alright, where do I go?
You're getting the hang of it. Quickest way out is through the roof where they came in, and the rope looks strong enough to climb.
Alright, I can climb this rope. Looks like a little Yoda creature thingy. Here we go.
Know that the Tree of Life is dying. Its days are numbered. Without help, it can't endure the environmental change and assault from the World Eaters.
Oh goodness.
That must be the World Eater that chewed off Out-of-Date's leg. You'll need a hat trick to bring that down. The World Eaters have made their marks on our world over time. That's not the first nor the last village it'll leave in its wake. Look, a survivor. Glad to see someone made it out alive.
I don't think you can say the same. Hey, survivor, how you been? Thought you were sleeping.
He's heard the stories about the terror inflicted by the World Eaters to other enclaves, but never expected one to come all the way here.
Your inner balance too has a complete wholeness that flows through all things. At times, you'll be able to manifest your inner balance just through deeds and dialect choices. You are those who always act in the same manner, and our wholeness is the sum of the choices we make and the actions we take. Balance your actions create aura score, which affects the dialogue with the characters. Okay.
He worries there won't be much left to save if this continues, even if the Tree of Life survives the attack.
Interacting with captives and side shrines will award you with side points so you can unlock psionic powers. Powers can only be unlocked once you have reached the required dark light inner balance.
Anyway, he needs help and says it's by your actions you'll be judged.
Good action. Does outfit change?
That's a
Oh,
spark
goodness.
of light in you!
What's there to like about light? It hurts to look at.
Not as much as it hurts to look at you.
Always making this personal.
And you're always trying to pretend it's not.
Ooh. Side points unlocked. Gain a side point. Use its like powers. It's okay.
There's Out-of-Date again. He must have missed something important. Out-of-Date says you will make a better stand against the World Eaters with the support of the Myriad tribe is likely to be a good match as they act on the understanding of the
Tribe.
Regardless of who you choose, it won't be easy, as the conflict between the tribes is worse than ever, teetering on the brink of war.
Right.
The Myriad's conviction to stop the World Eaters began when the Leviathans rose from the depths of the surf. Siding with the Myriad's movement for wholeness in a fragmented world might seem like the logical thing to do, but is it the right thing? One thing's certain, though. Destiny arrives all the same. The Jagni tribe only ever had one conviction: to bring balance to the world by wiping out the weak.
Oh.
They believe a cleansing is necessary to restore the world and want to let the World Eaters bring down the Tree of Life. But siding with Jagni isn't necessarily a bad thing. Fate will find a way.
Ominous. But I don't like the sound of that.
Out-of-Date says someone needs to break the stalemate and shift the balance of power to either Jagni's or Myriad's side. He believes the tribe's Sifus, Myriad especially, will listen to you and expects you to pay at least one of them a visit and play your part. Myriad is convinced that defeating the World Eaters is the only way the world can be saved, but they've been forced. Out-of-Date will be waiting for you beneath the Tree of Life if you lose track. Regardless, you'll meet again once you've played your part in the tribe war and the situation with the World Eaters.
Current started quest is shown in the journal. So the top menu above, you can change your quest to track by opening the journal. Ah, my goodness,
Another
so many
fork in
cutscenes
the
are
road.
there?
It's either the tunnel or the motor bridge. What'll it be?
And on that note, I will leave it here. Thank you all for watching. And I really hope this goes well. I do plan on playing a lot more of this, regardless of how this turns out. Like I said earlier, I have been really excited to play this game. So I can guarantee, we'll try to. There will be a part 2. That I guarantee. First, I gotta get the first part up. So we'll see. Alright. So, again, thank you all for watching, and goodbye.